Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tankers of all ages, Sir Harry here again with another episode of Fast Tracks, a series where I feature a battle in a tank I really like, and I managed to get an okay result in spite of myself. And you're looking at the Cromwell B, the Cromwell Berlin. This is the Tier 6 British premium medium tank, and it's essentially the premium equivalent of the Cromwell. I've had requests for Cromwell videos, and I'm working on that. Hope to get something to you soon. But in the meantime, the Cromwell B, what can I say about it? It is actually better. It is better than the regular Cromwell for a couple of reasons. It has a much faster hull traverse, 50 degrees versus 36, so when you're circle strafing targets, you can turn on a much tighter radius, and it's got almost twice as good terrain resistances on hard and medium terrain than the regular Cromwell. So the top speeds are identical, the gun handling is identical, almost every aspect of this tank is identical to the Cromwell, except it actually is going to move over the terrain quicker, and you're going to be able to circle targets much more effectively with that fast hull traverse. I talked in my last Fast Tracks video a little bit about how new players go to the gift shop and they're tempted to buy a big sexy Tier 8 tank, a heavy or a medium or something, and they're immediately thrust into Tier 8, 9, and 10 battles against much more experienced players. That can be very frustrating, and it makes it harder to learn the game because you're just getting killed all the time, and you really don't learn how to play kind of from the ground up. So this is a Tier 6 premium. It is absolutely a fantastic starter premium tank. Unfortunately, it's only available a couple of times a year, around Christmas and in May around the anniversary of VE Day. You can buy it by itself or as a bundle. In North America, the Berlin Quartet it's called, and in Europe, the Berlin Trio. All the tanks in that set are amazing, and I highly recommend you consider picking one or some combination of them up because they are fantastic. So we're in a Tier 6 battle on Prokhorovka. Top tier, which is great, but I see that my team isn't statistically the strongest team, and I figure, you know what, I'm going to play aggressive here. If I was in a light tank, this is exactly where I'd go. F1. There's a series of bushes here. I don't go to the very top one because that tends to get blind fired by more knowledgeable players because that's a very common scout location. Our A20 decides to YOLO down the one line, and I fully expect him to be vaporized any second by a wall of TDs or heavies as he goes over that ridge, but nothing seen. So safe to move up. Nothing's going to threaten me there, I guess, and I'm into these bushes now, and he spots a Stug 4, the Tier 5 reward tank for the Germans for the first set of personal missions. I like it. A lot of people don't. He cloaks again, and then the A20 spots him. I get a couple shots in and finally get the kill shot. So now an OI Experimental is trundling over to the west side of the map. Big, scary Japanese Tier 5 heavy tank with a big, derpy gun. Luckily, he has absolutely no armor. Get a couple of shots in him before he disappears, put a blind shot in, and in a second, our artillery is going to absolutely nuke him, and that's a great artillery target. Lots of hit points. It's a big experience pinata for artillery because, he has almost no armor. Skoda T-24 pops up in the middle. That's a great little spot there. The middle, usually you see several tanks in there. Heavies normally go closer to the rail lines, and mediums and lights tend to kind of pop around, cresting over the ridge, getting spots. You can get shots up onto the hill, which is great. And speaking of the hill, you'll notice that nobody from our team went hill. We've left that completely to the enemy, and that's generally not a good thing on this map. In fact, we only have, 3-4 tanks that went east of the rail lines at all, and they're all kind of penned up in the northern top right corner of the map there. So they're probably not long for this world. The rest of my team all followed me down the one line. Again, that probably speaks to kind of the experience level of the players. You generally don't want to cluster entirely on one side of the map because you give up map control to the enemy. So our A20 did get killed by that OI Experimental with his giant derp gun. So I pushed down now because after the OI was dead, as far as we know, there's nothing down here. I get all the way down to the base of the map. You saw the red line, the southern border of the map there. And I spot a VK3001P. That's the medium tank that precedes the Tiger P on the tech tree. And I get some good shots into his flank using auto aim here. But auto aim lets me down as he picks up speed. He's going too fast. And he's moving pretty much 90 degrees across my front. So I turn off auto aim. He stops, and of course my manual shot then misses. He's backing up. He's slow now, so I re-engage auto aim, and we get some shots into him there. There's a Leopard down there as well, and my team is putting some shots down there. He's isolated. They're not going to last very long, and just keep the rate of fire up. That's one great thing about this gun. Of course, the Crom and the Crom B both have a blistering rate of fire, and there you go. The VK3001P is dead. So I decided to push east. Now, I do want to extend my team's view range further east towards the railway tracks. You can see we're basically bottled up in the southwest quadrant of the map, and we're taking hits. All the enemy tanks that poured down off the hill are now firing at us from the center there on the rail line. And that Leopard, it's important that we kill him quickly. I don't get the killing shot, but that doesn't matter because he was spotting for all of his teammates there in the middle. And so now my team is a little safer than they were, I guess. There's no one spotting them. They're all in bush locations along the 1 and 2 line. And so it's time to extend our view range now, and maybe I can do some spotting for my team. So I take up this bush location. The Jagdpanzer IV was spotted, put a couple of shots at him. I doubt I hit him, and he backs off, though. He probably heard the shots landing around him. And you can see the 3002M there, the Baby Panther, the German Tier 6 medium, coming down the east side of the rail line. So I have no shots at him. But I'm just trying to scope things out for my team. And again, I've got a lot of guns behind me now. So I can get some spotting damage, and we can keep the enemy team suppressed. And I'm going to wait for my moment here. Nothing seen, nothing seen. And you know what? It's time for Flashy to put his man pants on, and off we go. We're going to head towards the tracks, see what we can see, and try to get some spotting in for my team. I take a bit of a roundabout route there. You can see I use that little crest. I try to keep covered there from enemy observation and fire, and but I do have to come over the top eventually, and bang, I'm spotted. So the Jagdpanzer IV and the 3002M are both on the rail line. They're further south than they were, and my team quickly dispatches the Baby Panther. He was on very low hit points, and the Jagdpanzer IV has taken some hits as well. You can see there, that's great. And here we spot a Matilda Black Prince. I'm not sure what he thinks he was doing, parked way in the back like this. That's a premium British medium tank, Matilda chassis, with I think it's a Comet turret. And here's where that 50 degrees per second of hull traverse comes in. Look at this, I'm running rings around him. Now he does have a pretty good turret traverse. He is able to get some shots into me, but I've got all my hit points when I started that engagement. And oh boy, an arty. Great Hummel, kill, kill, kill. I get one shot into him, but you can see a shot land there from the hill. So I put the Hummel on auto aim, and I'm trying to evade fire from that Stug 3G on the hill. He's got a pretty fast rate of fire, not a lot of alpha, but he can wear me down pretty quick. So I disengage auto aim from the Hummel, focus on the Stug 3, back up to Duke a shot, get the kill, and then of course the sweetest moment of all, killing the enemy artillery. Really happy with that game. I wouldn't say it was a carry. I guess I kind of more pulled my team through it down the one line there, but they got a lot of damage and did great. So here are the battle results. Ace Tanker, my first one in the Crom B. I think it's the only one I have, but I'm going to keep playing this tank, and hopefully I'll get another one soon. And patrol duty. So I spotted at least 6 enemy tanks that my team went on to damage. It speaks to how great the Crom B and the Crom B are as scouts, not just good mediums, if you have good view range and good camouflage. 2,299 damage and 1,387 base XP. That rate of fire lets you pile the damage up really fast in this tank. 1,737 spotting, so that's great. That's free XP for me every time my team hits something. And just over 45,000 credit profit, which of course is one of the reasons you buy premium tanks. So that's the Cromwell B, one of the few premium tanks in the game that's actually better in my opinion than its non-premium counterpart. Consider picking this up when it comes out for sale in May or December, and no, Wargaming is not giving me any kind of kickback. This is Sir Harry. Please consider clicking like or subscribe. Leave your comments. Let me know if there's a tank you'd like to see in a Fast Tracks video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.